Hi everyone, this is Kevin here, coming at you with my Samsung Galaxy A50 review. So let's get started. So this is the Samsung Galaxy A50. Now this phone was launched over a year ago, but even now in April of 2020, this phone is still very relevant. It's being offered at many different carriers. I know that it's still a very popular phone that people buy online, unlocked. So this phone is still important to many different people, and I wanted to make an updated review about this device in 2020. Another thing too is that I've actually never personally made a review for this phone, despite having it for several months. I have featured this phone though in many other videos, such as a comparison video between this phone and the newer Galaxy A50 one. But I did want to put all my thoughts together about this device in a single review video, so hopefully many of you find this video to be helpful. Now this is the US unlocked variant of the phone, and I will be leaving a link in the video description to where you can learn more about it. But essentially prices are changing all the time, but I believe that you can get this phone right now for under 280 bucks. Now, of course, again, take a look at the link to see the most up-to-date pricing, as that will change over time. But what's really cool about the US unlocked variant of the phone is that it does work with all 4 major US carriers. So if you do want to jump from carrier to carrier, all you have to do is just take your old SIM out and put your new SIM in. So that's really awesome, and that's certainly my favorite way to buy phones. Now this device features a large display at 6.4 inches, and we are getting Corning Gorilla Glass 3. The display itself is Super AMOLED, which is really impressive for a phone in this price range. The display is 1080p, we're getting a PPI of 403, and a 19.5 by 9 aspect ratio. So you can see right up next to the Galaxy A51, this phone does have larger bezels overall. It has a slightly smaller display too, and then you can see at the top, it does of course have the water drop for the front-facing camera compared to the Galaxy A51's Infinity O format here. But again, if you want to learn more about how these two devices are different and how they're the same, then take a look at my dedicated comparison video. This is a very good looking display. You can see how crisp and clear everything is, and since it is Super AMOLED, the viewing angles are really good too. So props to Samsung for putting a very nice, high quality panel into a more affordable device. Now this phone features a 25 megapixel front-facing camera, and with it you can take really good looking selfies and selfie videos. Now later on in the video, I will be showing you some photo and video samples from the A50, so stay tuned for that. Now this device features 64 gigabytes of internal storage, so quite a bit of storage here. And if that's not enough for you, you can also put a micro SD card into the phone to expand that storage. Now the Samsung Galaxy A50 does not have wireless charging, but it does feature an in-display fingerprint sensor. So that is a nice premium feature that you typically wouldn't expect to find with a phone in this price range, but it's still a really cool thing to have. Now, if you do want to use Face Unlock, you also have the ability to use that with this phone too. So there really is something here for everybody. Now on the rear of the device, we have a triple camera setup. So we have a 25 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, and a 5 megapixel depth sensing camera. Now I definitely want to show you what you can do with that ultra wide angle camera, and that's a feature that I certainly do not think is a gimmick, but you can see here's how things look with the standard camera. Then if I go over to the ultra wide, you can fit so much more content into the frame here. So the ultra wide camera is excellent if you're on vacation, maybe you want to take photos and videos of different buildings and nature, and also it's excellent for taking a group photo too, because you don't have to be nearly as far back as you would otherwise. Now, on the other hand, I don't recommend using the ultra-wide-angle camera for every single situation, for 2 reasons. The first reason is the ultra-wide camera just doesn't do as well in low-light situations. It also just isn't as high quality as the main camera, but you also can't take close-up photos with the ultra-wide-angle camera either. You can see that when you try to go close up here. The focus on here is essentially a fixed focus, but of course if you switch over to the main camera, then you can take nice, crispy close-up pics. But 25 megapixels is very solid. I know that with the A51, it features a higher megapixel count at 48, but still, 25 is very impressive. Now you do get portrait mode with both the front and rear cameras on this phone, which is another thing that I really like a lot about it. And internally, we're getting 4 gigabytes of RAM and Samsung's Exynos 9610 processor. Now I did run an Antutu benchmark test with the Galaxy A50, and I got an overall score of 166,734. So a pretty decent score overall, about on par with a Galaxy S8, if you want to compare it to a flagship device. But certainly with this type of benchmark score, you should expect to do all of the main tasks that you typically want to do with the phone, like go on social media, watch video content, do video calls, text people, call people with the standard phone. All of that stuff will work very well with the A50. But if you're trying to do more demanding tasks, like really high intensity gaming, or you're doing video editing on here, then you might want to look into something a little bit more powerful, like the Galaxy S20 Ultra. Now the Ultra is over $1,100 more expensive than the A50, so you do have to find that nice balance between price and capabilities. Now with the Galaxy A50, we're getting 1080p video recording with both the front and rear cameras, so there's no 4K offered unfortunately with this phone. The device does feature a very beefy battery though, so you're getting a 4,000 mAh internal battery with 15 watt fast charging. So not only is the battery very large, but you can also quickly recharge it. Now if you're wondering how fast 15 watts is, Apple's iPhones come with a 5 watt charger in the box. Now I know they're fast charging capable, but the charger they give you with the iPhone 11, for example, is 5 watts. So the charger that you get with this phone is 15 watts. So essentially you can recharge this phone 3 times faster than the majority of people do with their iPhone 11 using the charger that comes in the box. So that's pretty interesting. Now I've been patiently waiting for my Galaxy A50 to get Android 10, which is the latest version of Android with One UI 2.0, but unfortunately my phone has not gotten that update yet. Now check out Tech Daily. He is one of my friends and he has a Galaxy A50 as well, but his phone did get that update. So I'm not sure why mine hasn't gotten it yet. In fact, I just updated the phone to the latest security patch. So it does now have the March 1st, 2020 patch, but for some reason I still don't have Android 10. Now I believe that is due to this being the US unlocked variant. I believe the international unlocked variant has gotten that update, but I'm sure that in the next couple of weeks I should be able to get that update for this phone, and I most likely will be making an additional video addressing that update and giving you my thoughts and experiences with it. Now taking a look at the hardware of the phone, I already talked a lot about the front panel. We do of course have a water drop for the notch. And then we have a thicker bottom bezel here, but still, even in 2020, it's a pretty decent, nice looking phone. So I'm a big fan of it. I also do like too that we're getting Samsung Pay. That's pretty sweet. I'm pretty sure that the international variant of the phone does not offer that. So that is a nice bonus here with the US unlocked Galaxy A50. Now the phone does feature an all plastic build, minus the display of course. And on the left side of the phone, we have the slot for the microSD card and SIM card. Then on the right of the phone, we have the power button and volume button. Then on the top of the phone, we have the noise canceling microphone. And then on the bottom of the phone, we have the USB-C port for charging and data transfer. We have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. We have the microphone and we have the speaker. So all really good things there on the phone. Then on the back of the device, we just have that triple camera setup. We have a nice rainbow kind of finish on the phone. And we have the Samsung logo as well. But of course, we do have that in-display fingerprint sensor, which is nice and quick and easy to use. Certainly a big fan of that. So overall, a pretty solid piece of hardware here. Certainly does not feel cheap. It feels very well built, and that's because it is. Now, if you're a big fan of Instagram, then just know that Instagram does work very well with the Galaxy A50. So you can easily scroll through your feed here with no issues at all. You can also easily zoom in, which is really cool. And of course, remember, the display on here is really great, so that makes photos and videos pop even more than usual. Now swiping over, of course, you can take videos, so I'll take a quick video here. So I am using the Samsung Galaxy A50 to record a video. So a pretty solid microphone there on the device. And then if you go through your stories on here, that's very smooth as well. So definitely if you're looking for a decent lower end mid-range phone to do social media, then I think you're really going to like the Galaxy A50. Now overall, I'm very impressed with the photo and video quality with this device. I was able to take really great looking photos, and I think for many people, like normal people, not just people in the tech community, they wouldn't even be able to tell that the photos taken with this device were done with a lower end mid-range phone. I think a lot of people would assume that you're just using kind of a standard higher end flagship to take these photos because they do look really great. So for 99% of people out there, I think they're really going to enjoy and appreciate the cameras on this phone. Of course, having that ultra wide angle camera is an excellent feature as well. So I'm a big fan of that because you're able to take pictures at an even wider frame. But I really have nothing bad to say about the photo and video quality from this device. I'm just extremely impressed. I think it's excellent. I think it's well worth the price of the phone to get this kind of camera performance. And if you're really into taking selfies too, you're going to be able to take some really crisp looking ones with the Galaxy A50. But let's now take a look at some videos from this device. What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with a test video using the front-facing camera on the Samsung Galaxy A50. So let me know what you think of the quality from this camera, and let me know what you think of the microphone quality. Also, let me know what you think of the colors. What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with a test video from the Samsung Galaxy A50. At 1080p at 30 frames per second. So let me know what you think of the quality. This is with the standard camera, by the way. Right after this, I'll try a test with the ultra wide angle camera. We'll also try autofocus in video mode. Well, I know it has autofocus in video mode, but it seems like it's kind of slow. Or not. And then here's a test video with the ultra wide angle camera. So a bit wider than the standard camera for sure. But let me know what you think of the quality. Now, if you're curious what comes included in the box, here is the box for the device. So on the front, we do have a picture of the device itself. I will lift the lid now, and keep in mind, this is the US unlocked variant of the phone, so it is possible that the international variant or different carrier variants come with different things in the box. But we do have the USB-C cable for charging and data transfer, which is great. We also have the SIM card removal tool, and we have the power adapter here, which you can see is adaptive fast charging. We also have a box within a box here, so I'm going to open that up, and essentially in here, we get just some literature. So we get a terms and conditions. We also get a quick start guide. So that's pretty nice overall. No case included, unfortunately, with at least the US unlocked variant of the phone. So in conclusion, is the Samsung Galaxy A50 a good phone? I certainly think it is. And even in 2020, I think this is a solid choice. Now, if you do buy it unlocked and you are paying closer to $300, then I think you certainly should get the A51 instead, because it is better in pretty much every way compared to this phone. But if you can get this phone with a good carrier deal, or maybe you can just get it at a good price in general, then I think it's certainly a great choice. There's really nothing about this phone that would make it a bad choice. I like that it has excellent cameras. I like that it has pretty decent performance here. I like that we're getting quite a bit of internal storage at 64 gigs. I like that we're getting a nice large display here too. That looks really good since it is Super AMOLED in 1080p. Maybe the only downside with this phone is the bottom bezel being a little bit thicker, but I am willing to accept that considering how many great features we do get with the phone. So I certainly like the Galaxy A50 quite a bit. Of course, if you do want to see up-to-date pricing for the device, take a look at the link in the video description and let me know what you think overall about the Samsung Galaxy A50. But this is Kevin here. This is my Samsung Galaxy A50 review in 2020, and I will see you in the next video.